Hey guys, so squabble up. Let me go ahead and show you some information over here. So today we're going to be working on this pill. This pill is available for Feudal Kingdom Academy in Freedom Fusion Land community. So the purpose is to extract relevant threads and then use threads bots to improve engagement. Earlier, you already seen an example of threads bot. So if I go to my command prompt and just go to C and cd threads bots, you what you're going to see you're going to see a bunch of files, JSON files that were already extracted. So what's going to happen next? I'm going to show you a bunch of other things that are very interesting. So what I mean by that is, let's say you're trying to scrape threads. So what you see right now, so let's say you're trying to scrape threads, but this thing popped up. In case if you guys haven't seen my previous workshop, what this is the automation that's taking place right now while I'm doing this. And I showed you that in a future workshop, I'll show you how to hide this box. But if you haven't had a chance to understand what this does, it actually can save you money in terms of taking a big Zoom video clip and cutting it into small chunks and then uploading it into all sorts of websites. Now, to make that happen, we need to do certain things. We need to upload those small converted files into some other place. And I'll show you what I mean by that, what other place. And in this particular case, it's YouTube. So we want to have everything uploaded to YouTube as small clips, but also across other socials. But we don't want to spend a lot of money on any of the SaaS tools. We want to make it as free as possible for your computer just to do that locally, process all of those files. So this way you don't have to pay for any of those other tools like Opus or Opus Clips or any of those other AI tools. But also in parallel, we're building a bunch of AI agents. Those AI agents will be scraping threads and doing a bunch of other things. So right now, what I did is I just kind of showed you how this thing works. So with this thing, I'm going to quickly show it to you. We're going to do a couple of workflows. So we're going to do something that will get us threads. We're going to scrape threads, and I'm going to show you the previous workshop just to kind of remind you where we left off, what the automation does. And this is the code I managed to build using Cursor. So I'm just going to go ahead and log in into cd nice5.py, and I'm going to go ahead and execute that. And as soon as I execute, there's a couple of things going to happen. Browser is going to open up. That browser is going to load an agent. That agent is going to be searching on threads for my products. So it's going to be doing all sorts of things relevant to uh, thread bots, thread stack power bundle, the digital faceless marketing power bundle that I'm selling for bougie moms. So what this thing does, you click on it and it just starts identifying things. It goes back and forth. It grabs all the elements. It's sort of like ChatGPT operator, and except it's free. You don't have to spend $200 per month, and it's open source. I'm using browser use library, and what I'm doing is I'm literally kind of navigating through all of those different points. I could go ahead and log into Instagram to make things better, but instead of logging into Instagram, I'm just gonna show to you kind of what it's doing on the background. So on the background, the agent is doing certain things. What things is it doing? Well, you'll see what it's doing over here. It's doing many different things that are showing like in the form of logs over here. So what are those logs? This shows exactly what it's doing. What I did is I predefined a bunch of steps for this agent. So the steps are like, go ahead, browse around, find things, and come back to me. Now, over here, it looks like it closed the tab, and let's read what it managed to do for me, right? So we're gonna take a look. So it goes through those steps, right? So I'm gonna show you what steps. This is very important if you're a brand owner and you don't want to spend money, insane amount of money on tools. You just want to quickly analyze things automatically and have bots come back to you, get a bunch of leads for you, and you don't really have to spend on any money on any tools out there. Now, this may seem complicated, but it's not. All you do is just run this file, and I'll show you how to train the bot as we continuously go further in this lesson. And this is a part of Feudal Kingdom Academy. What you're learning is how to build threads bots, but you're also learning how to do all sorts of other workflows, such as creating big videos while going on Zoom, and it just automatically creates content and all that other stuff. So how do we do this? Like, what is this talking about? How come it's not so friendly? Well, remember, when you do things like this in the beginning, nothing is going to be friendly. You just want to have like a little bot that just very basic stuff where you tell it, go ahead, take a look, go to my threads, search for the Feudal Kingdom Academy relevant threads. Make sure you identify only threads that are created by Freedom Fusion System username. Identify any user on thread who hit like on any of Freedom Fusion System threads. After you search, identify the usernames of people who liked my thread. If you open any Fediverse windows, you can close it by clicking cancel. This will help you navigate easier. So this is kind of high-level steps for the bot to do to quickly identify users who liked my thread. And this is just a very basic example, but doing this example could help you learn how to further train and create reward systems. So this way your bot trains a bit more and faster executes all sorts of tasks. And I'll show you how to do that as well. We're gonna make that happen. So the first thing, notice how it navigates to website, and it was able to do that, but it mentioned user must be login not required yet. It says user must be logged in. So it's kind of a conflicting statement. So it's either login not required or user must be logged in. So I'm gonna correct that because I wasn't actually logged in, right? So the intent was you already logged in. But when you logged in, just remember, Meta could ding you if you don't follow the proper guidelines. Remember, the proper guidelines means no scraping, but not necessarily no scraping. It just means not abusing the platform. The only way that's possible not to abuse the platform is if you recreate an actual second brain of your brand and make that brand literally represent your bot, where that bot knows everything about your brand, so it wouldn't do anything that would violate Meta's policies. So that's really the objective of Meta's community guidelines, but still this is do this at your own risk. I'd highly recommend you do this on an account that you are already logged into, which is some other account, not I have 2 accounts, not the primary account. And when you do this, just make sure that you understand the actual flow. So the flow over here is identify threads with lots of replies. Identify threads with lots of replies that have replies to Freedom Fusion System relevant to those products. At this step, check to see if number of replies to a thread is more than 3, either from Freedom Fusion System user or another user. If you see someone made a comment on a thread relevant to Freedom Fusion System user's main thread, then document their name. So analyze to see if any users are interested in any of the products. Provide the full list of names. Show a list of users and products that are mostly interested, and organize them by latest comments on a thread. Then provide thread URL for corresponding comment. So what we're doing, we're literally extracting stuff, guys. So identify Rome Wells user in the comments. Show URL link for the thread of Rome Wells. And of course, right now I'm just giving you an example of Rome Wells. In reality, you're not going to have, your agent is not going to be hunting for specific users. It can, once it identifies that this user is the high likelihood of being your lead, then it can do additional kind of scraping and all sorts of other techniques using something like browser use module. But what it does next is identify who followed on threads. Click on index 4 from the main page and scroll and analyze the usernames of people and followed me, and provide their names and how long they followed if possible. So it says, like, and based on the previous knowledge, create recommendation for which user to reach out. Show user who would be the most interested in, and identify how many likes they made, what comments they made, if any. Provide reasoning why I should reach out to them based on context of thread and that they're responding to. So, and as you can see, agent went ahead and it started doing things. It started navigating through. Step 1, the current page is blank. Step 2, starting to analyze threads. Then next go, open threads website for Freedom Fusion System. So, and then it just literally executes the library that's part of that open source library the browser use. And of course, guys, don't worry if you're a bougie mom struggling to figure out how does it all work. I'm gonna give you access to those to the workflow. So this way, you have this workflow. You could modify it. You could do it specifically for your luxury brand, and you could apply it. So this way, you could quickly have your AI agent learn and understand things faster. Um, and of course, that means more sales. Because last thing you want to do is wait for something like Operator or ChatGPT Operator or Menace take their sweet time or do things in a non-accurate manner and costing you arm and a leg eventually. Last thing you want to do is like spend all that money on the SaaS tools when you could just literally use open source tools, quickly basically hodgepodge them together, and you hit the ground running without you having to spend colossal amount of money on anything else. So now the question is, so what does it do next? Well, open a new tab with threads. Then step 2, successfully open on threads. Memory, currently on the page of Fusion System, need to identify threads relevant to Feudal Kingdom Academy and check for users who like them. So, and by the way, guys, if you haven't checked my threads, I'm going to show you something real quick. So this is my threads account. This is my secondary account called Rome Wells. And as you can see, there's this video over here, like squabble up bougie moms who wants to join Feudal Kingdom Academy and learn how to do push-ups like this below. Fire, subscribe, right? And it just kind of shows me walking around Florida, etc., etc. Well, not me, but my wife. But still, you guys could see that it's a fire-looking video. It has all sorts of bells and whistles, dancing lizards, and all sorts of craziness that definitely resonates with my brand. And of course, it has all those beautiful kind of pictures. In Feudal Academy, you'll learn this, you'll learn that. It's for bougie luxury brand owner moms. So you can kind of see how this entire brand image sticks out, how that represents the Freedom Fusion system, how it makes it inheritable for other moms to use Feudal Kingdom, a feudal system framework, but instead to be able to sell more of their brand products or services. You could kind of see that this is literally like a fire-looking video with all sorts of special effects and all sorts of other bells and whistles. And this is the reason why you want to join Feudal Kingdom Academy, guys, because you get to grow your feudal kingdom one feudal land at a time. Notice the kind of, you see the animals, the cats that I'm introducing, and I'm kind of being consistent with my theme. I'll show you how to use that to your advantage. But with Freedom Fusion system, guys, you as the luxury brand owner literally can benefit from all sorts of toolkits to truly become boss mom. And trust me, guys, you do not want to waste time on any kind of videos out there telling you how to grow on YouTube that are not specialized in context of those hybrid skills. Many of you already finished Feudal Incubator program, and many of you guys are kind of in a world of trying to build your brand, but some of you already built that brand. I get it. And now it's time for you guys to join Feudal Kingdom Academy. So this way you can get that piece of freedom. This way you can have a life like this, like the one that I'm showing over here. Beautiful ships, beautiful people flying in the sky. And I'll show you some more people flying in the sky. This way you get to be the bougie mom who can truly fly. Because guess what? You deserve to fly towards freedom. You want to enjoy those moments, but you need to save time. And with Freedom Fusion system, you could save that time. With Freedom Fusion system by your side, you could fly free like an eagle, or maybe like this character over here, flying with your brand and spawning money left and right, waving as well. So I don't know about you guys, but like literally, I like money. I don't know. Do you guys like money? I don't know, but I like money. So if you like money too, then fly together with me. Join Feudal Kingdom Academy, and with Freedom Fusion system by your side, I promise you, you're not gonna regret. And guys, have you seen like literally, have you seen this style of marketing ever? Guys, look, the only way this is gonna happen for you to have a life like this is if you develop your marketing expertise with ThreadStack, the digital power bundle for any kind of bougie mom on a go that can learn from this bundle, that can learn how to build your own Freedom Fusion system, and of course, helping you grow your feudal kingdom. Notice how smoothly I'm creating everything and making it grow stronger, and how I'm incorporating all those bells and whistles, showing you some crocodile hands, showing you bougie moms in incorporating those style effects. How do you do that, guys? This is the reason why you guys want to join Feudal Kingdom Academy. DM path on my Insta to get access to our free workshop and to the threads stack guide. Or you just go here to Freedom Fusion System and then just book a call with me on intro call. It's perfect for bougie stay-at-home moms on a go. What's in my bag? Your ticket to freedom, guys. So now you could kind of see that you saw thread stack. Definitely take a look at thread stack. This is hybrid skill. What I did is I just pivoted from building bots and automations to digital faceless marketing, AI content-driven marketing while pitching. This I'm literally throwing all sorts of bells and whistles right in front of your eyes, guys. Now, but how do you incorporate those videos? How do you distribute those videos? How do you make it in a way where other people get to recognize you? Well, let's resume where we left off with a bot and continue. So guys, to continue where we left off, what we're gonna do, we're literally gonna open up um, the we're gonna open up the actual folder where this script is located. Okay. So the purpose here, guys, of this workshop is so this way you don't spend colossal amount of time doing things like hiring any of the agencies. You just literally use the script over here. You can modify it per your need. You don't need any agencies, guys. You just all you need is Feudal Kingdom Academy to help you learn how to do those things and gradually start implementing those workflows. Because at the end of the day, what you want to be doing, you want to be servicing you want to be growing your business, and that business means literally making more sales for your luxury brand. Making more sales means having those bots working for you. To do that, you need to specify the correct steps. So over here, I'm going to say login is required. Type username Freedom Fusion System, Fusion System at gmail.com. I'm not using any type of OAuth authentications or anything like that. I'm just making it really super simple, guys. So this way you could learn it. There's plenty of YouTube videos on how to do the OAuth authentication, how to do this in a way where you don't show passwords, all that other stuff. But right now I'm just kind of showing it to you how to do it manually. So step one, navigate the threads. When password is asked, wait for me to type it in. Type it in. Okay, so I've updated it. Then proceed. Then proceed after I hit continue. After I hit continue. So right now I'm just kind of specifically stating things, but I don't have to be specific. I'm just giving you an example of how to make this work for your use case. So now I'm going to go ahead and launch this. Okay, so I'm going to close this and I'm going to launch this in parallel. So this way you get to see how this works. Okay, so I'm launching this, and don't worry, I'll show you how to do the UI and all that other stuff. You don't have to worry about any of this. This is very easy stuff. What you see in here is CDC, basic commands, threads bots, cd nice, nice 5.py. Okay, so now it's gonna go ahead and it's gonna proceed. It's gonna the workflow is gonna be updated. We're gonna log in. We're gonna log into it, and we're gonna do certain things. And then later on, I'm gonna show you how to speed up, what to click on, where to click on, and how to train it using reinforcement learning. How to train it in a way that it remembers context and it does things for you, and it gets reward if it reaches out to certain people the correct way, etc. The dynamics, you don't really have to know too much behind it. I'll show you what they mean as we develop them further. But over here, what it's doing is using browser use library once again to identify things. Now, because I edit that modification in a prompt, now I went ahead and it included my Freedom Fusion System at Gmail. Now it's waiting for me. Remember, guys, it's waiting. So now that I put the system, let's see. It actually clicked login on its own. I didn't click on login on its own. So do you guys see like what is going on? So now it looks like, again, it's waiting, right? I'm gonna hit resume again, guys. And some of you probably wondering, well, I don't know how to do this. I don't really have a way to do anything like this, right? You may think like, well, I don't know how to do this, but you do. You could modify. You saw a basic text how I just told it like what to do. You know how to speak English, guys. And if you don't, I do have a product called Threads Slacker that literally helps bougie moms learn how to speak English. Well, helps foreign moms from overseas help other bougie moms to really kind of you know just actually we're gonna hit save info for now. We're gonna save info. So I click save info to override it, and now we're just gonna see what's gonna happen. So guys, look, probably wondering, well, I don't. It's still what makes it faster than the operator or any other kind of agents like Manus. Well, you see, guys, what makes it faster are your hybrid skills that are not taught in college. The skills that operator and Manus does not have. Why? Because it doesn't know about you, as it doesn't know about your business brand. It doesn't know the what kind of systems you're browsing all the time, and it's not capable yet at this point to quickly learn all of them unless you augmented the learning with specific clicks. You tell it where to click, etc. So right now it looks like it went ahead and it kind of timed out. It didn't really do anything. It didn't even click login. So we could improve the prompt a bit more. For now, I just manually hit login, just manually to kind of get through this, guys, and then we could figure out this other part of how to include that in your login, etc. Don't worry too much about it. Just worry about the main use case. Like the use case, you're a process prisoner. The use case is you don't like you engaging with all those people that really don't really care about your product, or not. I don't want to say don't care. They just don't. They are not interested. Why? It's not your fault. It's just because like you didn't squabble up further into with those people and didn't really have time to do it. So you really want to have more intelligent approach to kind of do things and find things on its own. So the question is, how can it find things on its own? Right now, did the agent stop or did it continue? Notice all of those different types of elements. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 elements, right? On the left-hand side. You see those boxes. We could take a screenshot over here just to kind of have it in front of us and available. So this way you remember those boxes and you could just tell it to click on those boxes. Okay, guys? So now doing so will allow you to quickly train the bot to click on them without you having to do anything else. Okay? So what is happening in the background? What is happening in the background? Look, what it's doing, it's unable to identify specific thread content, memory content focused on user comments and interactions. Next goal, scroll further to identify interactions. Look what it's doing, guys. It's opening up people, right? Like, look what the heck it's doing, guys. It's opening up people, and it's kind of just knowing that, okay, previously collected user, Red Widow. Like, guys, look how crazy this thing is. It collected the usernames, right? Because I know many of you guys probably wondering, well, why do I need the usernames? Guys, you need the username to do all sorts of crazy things. You could grab things from Instagram. You could follow those users, essentially skip trace the details relevant to any other kind of information that they have, and eventually create relationship with those people. Have your bots create relationship with those people, so this way you can pitch the product. Look, it went ahead and it went ahead and collected the username. The brain is always rewiring, which means helping is possible, which means it's never too late. Like, look at those comments, guys. Like faceless. You guys know my specialization is faceless digital marketing. Look, I have been seeing a lot about AI marketing masterclass. Can someone tell me how it's different from all other things out there? Thanks. Likes 4 and 7. Guys, do you guys see that? Like literally, this is gold. This is insane. And people are saying like selling this thing for you like $200 an hour. I mean, like $200 a month, and it can't even do fraction of what I just described. And Neither does it have any support and encouragement for many moms who are just literally struggling. Like just imagine you get this information, and I'm not saying you go ahead and abuse Meta, right, and like do things against their um, kind of policies. I'm just saying go ahead and be approximately good enough with your life. Get approximately a good number of users. Scrape a couple of them. Hit the ground running. And look, there's a modern girl hustler commented best DFY carousel product, and then question mark replies 15 43. So like, look, this is a very interesting stuff. No direct link to Ron Wells found. User interested. Journal. Also, guys, do you see what's happening? Engage. So all this is grabbing all those people who are interesting, seeking advice to help on digital marketing challenges. Recommendation: engage with educational or advisory content, uh, focusing on digital marketing strategies. Right? This is a smart person. Who was his name? Journey with Jan Snyder. Jan, if you're watching this workshop, a very smart comment. So talk about the struggles of managing parenthood with toddlers. You know what? That I haven't. You know what? Me as the provider for bougie moms, like I should be talking about that stuff, but for whatever reason, sometimes I just talk about mostly technical stuff sometimes, and not too much about toddlers and whatnot. But I want to connect with other moms who do have toddlers who have some sort of a tea that they could spill, and perhaps maybe you're selling some product, digital marketing product, and whatnot, and you just want more tea. Then there, definitely, I want to help you guys out. So, like right here, there's a bunch of things what's going on. So, what exactly is going on, guys? Lots of different things. So, uh, now let me see what else. Memory, followers, Freedom Fusion System, not sorry, social, girl X, growth with Sarah. Boom, guys, isn't that crazy? Final recommendation is to engage with those users based on content they interacted with or commented to create content opportunities. So now you will say, well, I could have known this about this myself. I could have known about it. Like, why did I need this bot to do it? I could have just went ahead and scrolled through threads and figured out who those people are myself. And why did I do that? Guys, the reason why is because you don't have time to do this. You just want to have a beautiful report. In fact, let's go ahead and create that report of all those people. But first, kind of, we're gonna get to the gritty details of what exactly did we get out of here. So, action one: completed the identification of examination of relevant threads for user Freedom Fusion system. The following users were identified as being interested in Feudal Kingdom Academy threads or interacted with relevant content. Red Widow engaged with business-related themes, showed interest in age-related community interactions. So, do you guys see this? Like what this thing does? Now, perhaps maybe you haven't realized that, but my brand is all about focusing on bougie moms over 40, and my products that are part of Thread Stack Power Bundle include Threads themes. It includes Threads stories, Threads Samurai, Threads Booster, Threads Slacker. So, and I specialize in digital faceless marketing. So, what does that mean? So, look, Red Widow engaged with business-related themes. My Faceless showed interest in age-related community interactions. Engaged with motivational content. Interested in perseverance themed content, right? So ask questions about AI marketing courses. The users most active and potentially interested in connecting further based on their interactions are Journey with Snyder, engaging with marketing digital experts. Uh, now, like this is insane, guys. Like literally, this is wild. Like I don't know how crazy this is. Like literally, if you can achieve to this part, the next part for you is really just doing extra little scraping on individual usernames, figuring out a very good, compelling thread to create or to respond in their post, meaning navigating to that user, right? And commenting on a couple of posts, hitting a couple of likes. And yeah, but the way you want to do this, guys, you don't want to do it in a way where you are using everything in one agent. You want to do this in a way where you spawn up a bunch of other agents. After you identify what is going on, you want to spin up another agent that will actually go ahead and engage. But you got to do this, guys. Do it from other accounts. Do it with some proxies to make sure you minimize your chances of getting dinged. But it could also trigger Meta's system, and they could say, oh, well, you are using scrapers, and that's not good, right? But providing that you're not violating guidelines, your chances of being banned are low. But still, needless to say, don't risk it. Use another way to use a different username to do it, and have like a primary user different from the secondary user. In this case, I'm using it on my Freedom Fusion system account, but needless to say, this is a very good thing to do, not only on Threads, but you could apply this on Reddit, you could apply it on X, you could apply this on Threads. My product focuses mostly on Threads, but it's very easy to go ahead and modify that for any other product. Heck, you could possibly do it on YouTube as well. So the engagement with digital marketing challenges. So Modern Girl Hustler thought best digital marketing product. So she saw what she was looking for, the best digital marketing product. Ron Wells' presence was confirmed, but no specific interaction links available. So it seems like I responded to her, but I didn't really provide any link. And most likely the way I responded to her was I did what's called, how should I say it? I just said thread stack. Thread stack, I gave her, like, she asked a question and I said threads, I gave her the answer thread stack. That was me manually doing it from another account. So there's, how should I say this, guys? Look, you have the best way I could describe this, you have one account, right? So you have Ron Wells, right? And you have another account, Freedom Fusion System. Both of those are Threads account, Freedom Fusion System. So Fusion System. Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna introduce. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do something extra. So Threads is I'm using this agent, this Threads bot that I'm showing you now. I'm using it on this account. That's where I logged in, right? From time to time, I interact with other people using either Ron Wells account or Freedom Fusion System account. I interact. What I mean by interact, I mean I literally log into one account on my phone and I just type a bunch of messages, create fire-looking videos, just like the one that I showed you earlier, and you're good to go. So, guys, right now the question is, what am I going to do with all that data, right? So now let's take a look further. So followers identified with no significant interactions. Final recommendation is to engage with those users based on the content they interacted with or commented, or to create targeted content opportunities. So results: complete the identification examination of relevant thread users. The following users were identified as being interested in Feudal Kingdom Academy, threads, or interactive with relevant content. So engage with business-related themes, showed interest in age-related community interactions, engage with motivational content, interested in perseverance-themed content, faceless, flourish, ask questions about AI marketing courses. So the users most active and potentially interested in connecting further based on their interactions are those ones. Now, I could have adjusted the prompt and said recommend me which product they would be most interested in, and grab the URL of that product and prepare that URL for that product and reach out to them and send them the notification to that product. But the thing is, you don't want to do this right away unless they commented or something, but you could start already having your bot interfacing with them and hitting likes and following their content and maybe making some jokes and making some content that gets them to start recognizing it. But if it's somebody who has a very detailed pain point, you could start and having your AI agent reach out to that to this person. Now you could have your virtual assistant reach out to the person and engage as well, and have this threads bot integrated with your virtual assistant, where a task gets created in Notion and your virtual assistant gets to see that task. Now, I highly recommend Notion eats up licenses. So it could be, I highly recommend just kind of using some other systems for if you don't want to spend too much money on the licensing if you have a lot of virtual assistants. But the main thing here is definitely use Notion and definitely use its AI capabilities, because believe it or not, those guys are super fast with AI, and you'd be crazy not to use their functionality if you have Notion. Like, so let's take a look at the Notion functionality. This is the Pills of Freedom. As you guys remember, I have Pills of Freedom. So use data from another platform to launch your next project in Notion. So this is like, those Pills of Freedom over here are kind of insane, because right now it looks like I'm as a guest user. Well, let me go ahead and open up Notion. So over here, what you could see, upcoming events, right? No upcoming events in the next 3 days. So what I could do is I could do new, right? And then over here, I have Romwell's kind of continue with this account, right? So connect your calendar. Now, my calendar is indeed Romwell's with my Google, but I also have another account. So this is just my main username, but the idea here is Notion does have that functionality of using accounts, different calendar feature and functionality, and you could integrate that with your workshops. Those workshops, you already know what's going to happen with the workshops. When you create the workshops, you create a Zoom recording. Then other automation starts kicking in that creates a bunch of viral clips from your long video recording. Then create a hashtags, descriptions based on whatever the viral content exists out there, and it goes ahead and reaches out to you on your phone with an app telling you, hey, by the way, the workshop is done. Would you like me to include any additional details? And you just use your voice to go ahead and add any of those details, and then it just updates it and remixes it with your main workshops and blasts it back across multiple socials. So, and then post follow-up, what would happen next is other kind of things. So over here, we got event notifications, we got calendar accounts, Notion workspace, Notion database. So how would you combine this with GoHighLevel? So, and how do we do that in a way that makes total sense? In a way where this event shows in Go in Notion, and you use AI functionalities of Notion to kind of fiddle around with the context and do all sorts of things, optimizing your schedule. If you guys want to learn that, join Feudal Kingdom Academy. I'll definitely show you how to do that. But for now, the main thing you got to understand is that with Freedom Fusion System, if you get access to Freedom Fusion System as part of the Feudal Kingdom Academy or Feudal Incubator, depending on what program you join, you go to this calendar over here. So when you scroll to the bottom, if you wanted to join Feudal Kingdom Academy, you could scroll to the bottom and fill out this form, specify timestamp, what to choose from, include all the information over here, what kind of business you have, what kind of if you're interested in Thread Stack Power Bundle or not. And this is the Thread Stack Power Bundle. So this is where you would go. You would click on that, and it will show you more information. All you got to do is DM Path on my Insta to get it. And of course, integrating the Notion and a whole bunch of other things could make your head spin if you pick the wrong calendar. And let's say you have like I have a calendar called freedomfusionsystem@gmail.com. So the question is, which calendar should I pick over here? Should I pick this calendar or should I pick another calendar? And why would I pick a calendar if I have already one calendar over here on Zoom? And why not just forget about that other calendar and not touch it at all? How do you do this, guys? How do you make sure that your Zoom meetings end up on your calendar, and they get recorded, and everything goes into your Notion, and everything gets dropped into community, into Discords automatically for your Feudal Kingdom Academy that you are trying to build in case if you happen to be a coaching mom. How do you do that in a way that all of that happens automatically? How do you do that in a way where other people are notified, your sales reps, that things are happening, that somebody went ahead and purchased your membership, that somebody booked, somebody filled out that form? If you haven't had a chance to actually learn how to do this, definitely go to my YouTube channel. And over here, so you click from bio.link/Freedom Fusion System, you click on YouTube, and then you over here, you could scroll to the bottom and start looking. I'm getting more views, 7 views, 36 views initially. So that's not bad. It's a lot better than 1 or 2, like what I'm getting over here in those videos, even though they have insane amount of values and they could literally just solve your problem of getting those leads. But the most important part for you guys to understand is that right now, as you can see, they kind of have generic name and they don't have title and descriptions. We're going to solve that problem. We're going to solve it basic, like using certain tricks. And I'll show you some of the tricks that we're going to use. And we're going to replicate some of the other systems that exist, like NAN, N8N, and from other people that are recommending those systems. And we're going to replicate them in a way where you don't have to spend any money. You do it locally. But the idea here, if you haven't had a chance to click and like navigate through some of those workshops, like this one, just watch all of those workshops over here, and trust me, you're gonna learn and say. So I'm gonna quit. So this is where I'm showing you the Go High Level over here. So this is the Go High Level stuff, and I'm literally just showing you stuff around that makes it easy for you to kind of quickly understand what is going on. How do leads coming in into your socials? How do they look like? What they have inside of the how many leads came in? How do you set that up entire Freedom Fusion system in order to respond back? I'll show you the threads booster, different types of combinations and variations for how to do this. So yeah, guys, hopefully this makes sense for you. And here's a workflow, white labeled CRM for business owners for Go High Level. So if you wanted to learn how to white label your very own system and resell it to people, then you can most certainly do that with Freedom Fusion system as well. If you wanted to help out and resell it, definitely see this workshop. But going back to what I was saying, let's dive deeper further into this threads bot over here and see what you could do next. So the next thing, obviously, after analyzing this threads bot, what we're gonna do, and notice, by the way, I'm integrating this concept over here of kind of multiple feeds. I don't know if you noticed that I have multiple feeds set up over here, guys. See my other workshops for why I have those multiple feeds, and how your threads bot is going to be very good friend with those feeds, providing that you have those feeds. And how do you click on a particular number? That's another thing we're going to cover. And we're going to discuss essentially how do you get the calendar to integrate. Right now, what's happening is there is definitely integration. So when you fill out the form on Go High Level, I have basically a notification that gets sent out to select which sales rep, special sales rep who referred you. So if it was me, you'd pick me. If it was Jackson, you'd pick Jackson. So right now, basically those are the sales reps. But the idea here is fill out this form, specify what you're looking for, whether you're interested in learning from Freedom Fusion Digital. If you don't have a brand and you just want to learn how to learn hybrid skills that are not taught in college and get access to all those pills of freedom, or you are interested in something else, like having your own Freedom Fusion automations done for you. So this way you don't have to have any of those headaches. You could have all those different pieces up and running. So fill out the form, hit submit, and a bunch of other automations going to kick in. And those automations are obviously described in the other place. So over here, there's, I think you have plenty of information to go through. There's new functionalities on Notion that that I'll discuss, as I mentioned. But for you, for all practical purposes, guys, what we want to do next is see how to get that bot. So this is the pills of freedom that you're going to get access to if you're part of Feudal Incubator, or if you happen to be part of Feudal Kingdom Academy. So the way this works is whenever I define any kind of pill, that pill gets a notification. It gets basically, I specify what community it's relevant for. In this case, this pill is actually for AI voice agent, and it does this thing over here where it could help answer phone calls. So obviously this is a good use case to answer phone calls, but what I'm actually interested is a threads scraper. So if I go here and I search for threads scraper for busy moms, this is what you would get access to. So, and what happens is when you join Feudal Kingdom Academy, you would get access to Discord and Slack channel. Slack channel for onboarding, and Discord is where those pills of freedom are going to be dropping, and you could just quickly open them up and be able to navigate through them. Now, here's a cool part about it. When you're analyzing those systems that are part of your tech stack, you got to ask yourself, how is it better than anything else? So let's say, what's new in Notion 2.48? Let AI help you build calendar updates and more, right? You could look at the feature and you could make a decision, like build a custom feedback. Look what it does. Create a custom setups instantly with AI. Describe what you need. You can be detailed as much as you like and build your case. This is huge time saver. Just type database, select build. So what does it mean, right? So hi, Stephanie Lee here to help. What do you want? And like literally, it creates workflows with one click. Now, this is the features. How do they come in? What do they mean for your do more recurring tasks? Okay, see who has access to your doc. Limit what form respondents see. So more reasons to replace your scheduling app. You can now set expiration date for scheduling links and how far into the future people can schedule a meeting in your Notion calendar. More improvements. So just remember, with any kind of calendar, you don't want to be tied into the ecosystem of just being a process prisoner to their licensing costs. Okay, guys. So when I look at any of those tools, I'll tell you right away if it's going to be something that you're going to be tied into it or not. It's okay if it's like only you and you have or a few users, and then you kind of use that, and you're good to go. But if you constantly expand with your stack, when you're adding more people, it could be costly. So, but anyway, it looks like a very good feature. So build a customer feedback tracker. So I don't know, guys. I think it's cool, but we'll cover that next time probably if you have a chance. More automations, answers from GitHub, and easy calendar scheduling. So we have more automations, answers from GitHub, and easy calendar. So connect to GitHub, get answers from GitHub. So now when you ask Notion AI questions, it will search GitHub in addition to other sources like Slack and Google Drive. So this is a big shortcut for finding code, markdown files, and pull requests. This is actually pretty good, guys, because right now that's exactly what we're going to be talking about is GitHub. We're going to be showing you, we're going to try to get one of those softwares out there and to try to scrape some things manually, but just to kind of see what we could get out of it and see how we could combine it with an agent. So easy scheduling with Notion. So capture notes with new iOS shortcuts. So it's now easier to capture a quick idea. We added 4 shortcuts. So create a page, search in Notion, and text or open specific docs. So that's interesting, but I have other ways of doing those shortcuts that I already showed you guys in multiple pills for how you could, like when you create a thread, what's going to happen is that thread, this thread. So when I create a thread, guys, what happens? It automatically ends up in Notion. How crazy is that? Isn't that crazy? And look, I wanted to show you something, guys. I don't know if you've seen this, but notice how it shows like download this, download that. This is another extension that I'm using. So like I could go ahead and download this, right? So watch. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and download this. And if you don't have that extension, definitely get this extension. And what this thing does, like this is Feudal Kingdom Academy. So I'm just going to rename it to Feudal Kingdom Academy for Bougie Mom, right? So watch this. Feudal Kingdom Academy for Bougie Boss Moms over 40. So I created this, right? Now check this out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Google Drive, right? And remember that I mapped the Google Drive on my computer. I downloaded the software. I showed you which software that is, and I downloaded it, right? So, and what happened next? Now, guys, I have this video that is designed for YouTube, for Google Drive. But what can I, like, so what exactly happening on the background when I drop this thing in here? Well, when I drop it in here, look, what's going to happen is it's going to actually do a couple of things. It's going to invoke automation. And keep in mind, I don't have to be a process prisoner wondering like what's going to happen. It just does it. But what does it do, guys? It does something. It creates the description from that video. If how should I say it? When you upload it, it drops a Slack message, and then it goes ahead and upload it on YouTube, and then it notifies you. And this is a YouTube automation that is kind of insane because you don't have to spend money for those tools out there, the tools that charge you money to blast things across socials. I just used the basic extension to download this. Of course, you already seen my other extensions that I showed you before, like Ask GPT for content. And in case if you guys haven't seen Tango is absolutely another crazy thing that I wanted to show you. And in fact, I will show it to you, but I'm going to show it to you in context of a workflow, right? So the workflow is going to be this. We're going to click on certain things to find out who are our followers. And using Tango, we're gonna provide that to ThreadsBot, and it's gonna navigate and it's gonna follow the standard operating procedure to click on all of those different pieces of content using Tango. Now, what I just did, using combination of Tango and other things. So over here, you could kind of see YouTube. You could see, but what is happening with YouTube? Is it actually uploading? So I have Power Automate, and I have a bunch of things that are going on. Here's a YouTube Drive, Google Drive. It says it's synced. So it's synced. So what does that mean? Well, what that means is this video got dropped into YouTube. Now, can we see where did it get dropped to? Sure, we could do that. We could, but before, can we actually see what happened? Did it get dropped into anywhere? Also, it looks like I got a lead. So there's a lead that came in. Her name is Chloe. Looks like she reached out on March 17th, and that's pretty cool. So do you guys see how the system, Freedom Fusion system, comes together? So you have, when you do your pills of freedom, things get dropped. Descriptions get dropped. Look, Feudal Kingdom Academy for Bougie Moms got dropped into this social with a description of your URL, like a description of that video. Now, the only thing it doesn't have is the actual transcript. Now, perhaps you will say, well, that's kind of important. I need transcript because I will need to like have very good descriptions and titles. Why doesn't it have transcript? Well, you see, guys, to do transcript, you need another automation that will actually go ahead and take information from YouTube, come back, and place it all into like a file, like a text file. So how on earth do you do that? And isn't there a better and easier way? Well, you see, guys, the most easiest way is to just create a Zoom recording. And if you create a Zoom recording, then you could, it has native summaries right away. So for example, notice how it says, here's what happens. So I have basically two automations that are in Zapier that are kicking in. One of the automations that just says, hey, take a look here. We got this threads bot, Romwell summary, talking about the threads bots, etc. Right? And the cool part about it includes the actual Google Drive link to your content. So why is this important, guys? This is amazing. Why? Because you could tell your agent to go ahead and your ThreadSpot agent, you could go ahead and tell it to, hey, you know what? Take a look at all those folders, take a look at all those files, and see see exactly what's going on. See what the brand is all about. Find out the URL, all the other details, and provide that as a recommendation to a user who's asking all sorts of questions. And this way, you send it, your bot automatically knows the context and can refer a particular person to with this link, with this YouTube link. Now, where does the YouTube link come from? So YouTube link, what happens next is I have another automation. So I have technically like two automations. One of them is creating the transcript, and the other one is uploading things on YouTube. And of course, I could quickly show it to you over here. And of course, I already showed it to you before, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyway to see, in case if you're seeing this for the first time and wondering and pondering, well, like, how do I do this? Well, don't worry. As part of Feudal Kingdom Academy or Feudal Incubator, you're going to be able to get access to this. So right now, I just went ahead and logged into Zapier, right? And as you can see, I got 175 automation clips. So I have Zapier is like $29 or something per month, but it's totally worth it because it allows you to improve efficiencies like exponentially, guys. Because before I would be constantly going in, uploading those videos, losing track of what goes where, not remembering anything about workshops, or it was just disaster before that until I started using Zapier in combination with Freedom Fusion System CRM, which is basically what I showed you earlier before. This is the system over here. This is what you would get access to as well as part of my Feudal Kingdom Academy. And this is something, I just need to go ahead and send a code to my phone number. Anyway, guys, I forgot that my phone is not charged, so I will wait. I will wait until it's charged, then I'll jump in back into it. But Zoom, technically, you just gotta have for your tech stack. You gotta have two things in order to grow your brand. You gotta have a good tech stack with a good thread stack. So, and to do that, what you really notice how it says special offer Zoom scheduler makes finding the perfect time easiest part of the meeting. Try it free. For 14 days, right? So this is the functionality of Zoom. And although I'm paying for Zoom, I'm paying for two types of Zooms. I'm paying for a bit of for cloud storage for Zoom Cloud, and I'm paying for the regular basic Zoom. So in the meetings, they end up over here whenever I do anything, and the clips, they end up over here as well whenever I create a clip. I try not to create clips when it comes to those other workflows that I described, because Zoom doesn't have the API yet available for you to kind of do it in a way where you generate a clip and then it does other things. I could set up a custom way where you download, where you don't need API and still do that, but I figured it's just easier to whenever you do any kind of workshops, you just turn a new meeting, give it a title, and you're good to go. Then this way you get the transcripts, you get all sorts of other things. Otherwise, you don't get transcripts and nobody finds you. Right now, as you can see, because I don't have any titles and descriptions, I'm not getting any views. But the content that you're getting is absolute fire. But how do you know that it's absolute fire? Well, unless you start implementing it and unless you start using it. Well, you will as soon as you start using it. I could tell you that. But how to use it? What do you do? Where do you go from here? So those are the questions that I'm going to be exploring in Feudal Kingdom Academy. My phone still recharging. I can't jump into Freedom Fusion System yet, but I will go ahead and jump into Zapier and show you real quick. In Zapier over here, this is an automation for YouTube. What's going to happen is the new file comes in into a folder, And what's going to happen next is just going to upload that file into YouTube. And here's the file. This is kind of a quick, it's very simple stuff, guys. Like this is, you could get blueprints to those automations. So this way you don't have to do them yourselves. Remember, what you're getting really as part of Feudal Kingdom Academy is access to knowledgeable experts who can help you navigate those high cardinality heterogeneous complexities and help you pull through those, like not be a process prisoner anymore. That's what you're paying for that Feudal Kingdom Academy. You are not just paying for like one basic flow. One basic flow, you could get it from anywhere, but whether or not it's gonna make money for you, that's a different question. So that's why when Feudal Kingdom Academy, we hyper focus on hybrid skills, and those skills means, so I went ahead and I logged in into Creative Fusion system, and I'm going to quickly go ahead now and show you. So you've seen basic automation for YouTube video, right? So I kind of quickly going in, and don't worry guys, if you're wondering like how to set this up and you are like, you just don't know how, well, our side hustlers who can help you, they know how to set that up. Those bougie moms who are want to become bougie one day like you as the feudal lord. You already have your brand, you already have your luxury brand, you're already trying to make more sales and whatnot. But the thing is, there's other moms who can help you, and they have those skills, and they could go ahead and help you implement them, and you could connect with them directly in my Feudal Kingdom Academy. Now, that Feudal Kingdom Academy is hosted in Discord and Creative Fusion land community. So I know this may seem like an overwhelming thing. You're getting a lot of things going on, like a lot of screens, a lot of tools that I'm showing, right? Don't worry, it's going to be all streamlined for you in Feudal Kingdom Academy, just making it super easy, including making all those leads coming in into one spot. Now, leads, earlier you have seen me kind of show this thing. Chloe, whatever child, like several people. So Monday, March 12th, you have one person coming in, another person coming in. But those people, those leads are kind of coming in, they could die and don't come back, or whatever the case is. Let me show you how do you actually interface with them. So right now you jumped in, and here we're being, so notice we're big fans of your content. I work with a brand called this. We offer a variety of products for both women and men. We think you'd be an amazing fit for our influencer program. We'd love to collaborate and send you some of those products on the house if you're interested, joining our ambassador program, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So obviously today is what? Today is March 19th. My response would be, and this is the typical response, what you want to do, guys. Right now, I didn't configure the bot to go ahead and respond to this kind of message. I have a respond when you DM the word path, and it goes ahead and it sends this link, and all of my content is relevant to this kind of a call to action. So the your Google integration hasn't expired, etc. I could reintegrate it. That's not a problem. But once in a while, when you do those automations, guys, they lose. You have to maintain them. So you, as the feudal lord, you don't have time to maintain them. Our company could maintain those automations for you. So this way, you no longer be that process prisoner. But if you wanted to learn how to either A, get people to help you build them and connect them directly, or B, have us, as Creative Fusion system company, help you build those automations, help you create those workflows, help you create all sorts of AI bots that you could just use your phone to interface with them directly from Slack or Telegram bot, where you just literally, when you upload a YouTube video, it comes back to you and says, hey, what kind of a description would you like to add? And that's, in fact, that's what we're going to try to do. But to do it, we're going to need a little help from other experts. And I'll show you how I do that in context of looking at what other people have as experts and grabbing that data and making it in a way where I don't have to spend any money. And you don't have to spend any money either, because we're going to try to find most effective way without using any kind of SaaS tools. Expensive SaaS tools are using some very low cost type of tools. And I'll show you how to do that. Now, this over here, when you click on, if you DM the word path on my Insta, you get to see this over here. You could join the community, join the wait list. As soon as that happens, another automation kicks in. I get notified as well. And of course, I recommend watching our guides on FUD. What I could do further, I could extract that a little further and get the bot to do more talking and communicating with this person. For example, I could say, hey, have you reached out? Have you interested, etc., etc. I'm not going to do this. Remember, I'm not going to do this yet because it doesn't bring me any value. Why? Because I'm not at the situation where I have thousands of people contacting me where I need to go ahead and do this. But once I get to it, once I see more volume, I could go ahead and adjust. I could make it graduate the bot into more hygienic type of bot versus the type of bot that just kind of, you got to type the keyword path and that's it. It doesn't do anything next. Now, it could do things next, and I'll show you how to do things next. But and in fact, that's exactly what you would get as part of the Freedom Fusion system. So if I click on here to access content tab, we're just going to close this. To access the content tab, we're going to do, let's say, path. So we search for path automation. This is just a quick automation of what happens with path. Don't worry, you guys are going to get access to all of those blueprints. So this, we don't have to spend colossal amount of time yourself doing them. And the idea here is this path is very, like, it goes, path could be typed either from a Facebook Messenger or it could be typed from Instagram. And remember, all the content that gets created gets to have the word path, right? So as you can see, on almost every content that I create, guys, I include the word path. Notice how we here include the word path. So to get access to thread stack, DM the word path. So you see that, right? I do that on most of the videos, guys. And that doesn't necessarily mean that the leads end up coming in only through this call to action. They may come in through other ways, like going through freedomfusionsystem.com itself and end up navigating through actual filling out the form and doing all this other stuff. But there's a lot of GoHighLevel experts showing you all sorts of things in GoHighLevel itself, which is cool. I use some of those expertise, but you don't need to be super duper expert in funnels or anything like that. You just need to have your funnels be regulated by your AI agentic agents that are doing the decision making for you. And I'll show you how to do that as well, where you could connect your GoHighLevel to your agents, and then the rest is just a matter of you use your, like from ChatGPT, you could interface directly, or using your voice directly from your Telegram bot or Slack channel, directly interface with individual person and hit the ground running. Sometimes I say Telegram or Slack. That's because sometimes there's some integrations that are free in one versus another. So that's why I kind of pivot between one thing and another to help you guys save money. If you want it to be fully centralized in one app, it's also possible. There'll just be more additional steps and integrations. But anyway, the bottom line is, guys, look, the key here is irregardless of how those people come in, needs to be a pop-up form. In Feudal Fusion system, you can have that little pop-up form that pops up and offers your guide as well. So get your free ebook, 5 automation secrets every business owner must know. So that pop-up pops up and brings another type of automation. Now, those pop-ups could be great if you have very good, like a freebie, and you could offer that as a solution and provide that and get a lot of people through freebies coming in, and then upsell them later and have another nurturing campaign that does this further beyond your freebie. So the most important part is for you to understand basic automations or how to navigate through those kind of Instagram chatbots and whatnot. And to do that, all you got to do, you got to get access to Freedom Fusion system. You'll save money on your Stand Store and Beacon. Beacon only gives you like one funnel. With Freedom Fusion system, you get to have multiple funnels. And of course, here's what happens when DM path on my Instagram reaches out, right? So it says, wait for reply, condition. Then it says contact reply, yes, no. If contact is false, true, internal notification. So internal notification goes out. Check out what the contact is saying. So this is just for Facebook. Now, of course, guys, you get access to those automation blueprints and you hit the ground running and you use them. And Then I'll show you how to connect agentic agents as well. But remember, you're not an AI automation expert. You're not somebody just who's hyper focusing only on one skill. To run the brand, you need to know approximately good enough and how to navigate those high cardinality heterogeneous complexities by leveraging other side hustling moms who do understand those automations and help you grow your feudal kingdom faster. So this is another automation for land. So when somebody DM the word land, it funnels people to the community on land. So over here, the DM, once again, it's kind of the same thing. I'm not showing much, guys, because there's no point for me to kind of overwhelm you with this content, but what I'm just kind of showing you quickly, all of those steps, including the sales reps. So when you have your sales reps, so let's say you are in the process of getting somebody to sell your service. So let's say you have a brand or a service or a product or a program and you wanted to resell that as well. You wanted to set it up in a way where other people can resell things for you. Then what's going to happen is you could have a little kind of a automation like this. What it does, it shows if new lead showed up, it will create an opportunity. It will do all of those things. It will remind the sales rep or appointment setter of what's going on. So your appointment setter is fully going to be aware that somebody picked them as the sales rep. So this is what happens, for example, when you go to feudalfusionsystem.com and you literally fill out the form and you fill out the form, what happens, bunch of things start happening. When you fill out the form and specify who the sales rep is, so let's say over here, you pick Jackson, you specified him, and then you fill out all those details, etc. A bunch of things start happening. So test, like let's say I filled everything out. And by the way, you could use those, you could use those automations to go ahead and quickly set things up for yourself, like Power Automate. So if you go to Power Automate, we turn that on. You could set up a basic automation that literally does a couple of things for you. So over here, we're going to create a new flow and we're going to create it and we're going to give it we're going to do a basic automation that currently that's going to just log in into the browser and fill everything out. So this way we don't have to do testing. So this way the actual testing could be done, especially if you're doing this multiple times. So what you want to do it quickly. And the best way to do it is through, you hit the record and you go here and then you literally replicate what you do. You could do this in combination with your other things that you focus on. So you're going to hit record and then you are going to click on this form. So the first thing you're going to do is you're already inside of this form. So you're going to click on feudalfusionsystem.com. You're going to click on it. Then it will open up. Notice how all of those red regions pop up, right? So what you're going to do, you're going to add like this one, for example, 20 like this one, right? And then you're going to select time. You're going to select button. Then you're going to fill that in. And then test user for Jackson. And then you include test user at, let's see, I don't want it to put my Feudal Fusion system, but I may have to for now. So let me just put some fake one for now. Fusion system 1 at gmail.com. At gmail.com. And then I'll put a phone number. Okay. Then I put www.google.com, like the business owner. Test. This is the brand description. So this is the brand description. So I'm quickly doing this, the brand description. Then what you're going to do is, and keep something in mind, if you wanted to do something on your computer, like open up your something, right? Then you definitely wanted to kind of so how do you handle the pop-up, right? So the pop-up, you'd want to set this up in a way where you could literally set up your agent, kind of like the one that I did earlier, to assist with all of those things, and have that agent actually click on the pop-ups and helping you assist with the testing. But in this case, we're just going to click image for now. We're going to close it. It will, we could put like an if statement and say, if this thing doesn't exist, don't worry, don't wait for that. If exists or not, that kind of stuff. But over here, you click on the actual description. You could also turn off the pop-up as well. Tell us more. Our business specializes in luxury dog products. We have fire brand and need help advertising it and automating it, right? And we could say like happy dog or whatever product. So over here, we could we go in further, and then let's say I specified, yes, I'm actually interested in thread stack. And now we could kind of scroll further down and say, okay, I have this budget. I'm interested in Freedom Fusion Digital. I'm interested, at this point, I'm not interested. Well, let's say I'm interested in Feudal Kingdom Academy, but not Freedom Fusion Digital. So, like, because I'm a feudal lord, I have a business, I don't really care about learning those hybrid skills from in Feudal Incubator. I am interested in Feudal Kingdom Academy, where I could get connected with other business owners, the Freedom founders, and other side hustlers who went through the Feudal Incubator already. And I'm interested also potentially in Freedom Fusion automations, because I do want Freedom Fusion System Company go ahead and help me build those automations. I'm interested in both learning and automation. That could be maybe you wouldn't want that. Maybe you're only interested in Freedom Fusion System, or a combination of both. So by expressing interest in Freedom Fusion System and not Feudal Kingdom Academy, you are literally saying like, okay, I don't really want to learn anything. I just want the system, which is fine with us. Plus, you could resell it to us as well and earn a commission as well. And that we offer that opportunity for both side hustlers and the feudal lords. That means by doing that, by leveraging our affiliate link, you'll be able to essentially get access to all of the automation blueprints, and we'll be able to make more money selling products, providing that you pitch correctly in a way that we'll show you how. I have several guides that show you how to pitch. It's a different problem for how to pitch. It's a different feudal incubator altogether. But you could join this feudal incubator if this is your problem. If the problem is growth and not finding the right customers, then you definitely want to join Freedom Fusion Pitch if you want to develop those sales pitching skills. And if you want to join Freedom Fusion Digital if you're starting out side hustling mom who doesn't necessarily have a brand yet, but you're interested in developing digital marketing skills. When you're expressing interest in Feudal Kingdom Academy, you're saying, look, I don't have much time. I want to learn some business tools out there that can help me improve efficiencies here and there. I want to get connected with side hustlers who can help me grow. And I also, I am interested in getting all of those blueprints that Romwell showed from Zapier and from GoHighLevel as well, which is part of the Freedom Fusion system. And I am interested in building my feudal kingdom. I'm interested in building my own Feudal Kingdom Academy as well. Maybe whatever your feudal kingdom is. Remember, it could be different things for every person. But anyway, the bottom line is, if you're a small business owner and you want to learn more, and you want to do all those things, and you specify all that, then you hit I agree, and you hit schedule. So when I hit schedule, there's certain things that take place, and those certain things, button scheduled, I'm gonna kind of delete this, and I'm gonna hit done. And now I have created a basic automation that allows me to replay those steps. I didn't use kind of Manos like libraries like browser use or anything like this, but I created a basic automation that just gets the job done, and hopefully it gets the job done. We'll see if it does it from the first try. And of course, the calendar entries can change, and of course, there's some modifications that you'd have to do to make sure that if it does change, that it's okay. It can go it goes to the next step. But for now, what I'll do is I'll hit play. So, and let's see, I hit play. Now it's going to freedomfusionsystem.com. It's not me. It's this thing. It's the Power Automate. This is not Zapier. This is not Make. This is actual free tool on your computer, sitting and putting all the steps for you. And yes, your computer is being used, but like you don't have to type that in. It just does it. Now, can it get stuck? If it may need some variation, some help, sure. But typically it's a lot better than just kind of sitting there and wondering and pondering if it's going to work or not work if you're using some prompt-based agents. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be using like browser use and prompt-based agents. You should for more complicated cases, but when it comes to a case where you have already a predefined form where you already know where everything is lined up, then you definitely want to be using accelerated-based automations that can help you quickly accelerate things and type things in. Right now, it kind of got stuck. Let's see, what happened next? It's stuck probably because it missed that other step. It's trying to find that other step, but it cannot find it. Because remember, there's a pop-up that we had to press. So we could remove that step. We could go back and see, and indeed, it failed. It showed us that error. It was approximately close enough, but it showed us this error over here. Click failed to get the details. So now we're going to click on it. It says subflow mainline action name click UI element. So ensure that the screen window is available in the machine at the execution of the action. Okay, so now maybe we could solve this by doing basic if condition. And this is the first time I'm actually writing that if statement. So, and then I'm going to put if first condition X, and I don't know what that X is. So I could just kind of take a look over here what X is. Marks the beginning of the block. Enter the value name defined by the previous action. So the value name defined by previous action. So the previous action was over here. So anyway, guys, if you get stuck with an if statement, right, what you could do is you could go ahead and ask ChatGPT to do it. So typically what you do, you go open up here, you go here, you go to ChatGPT, right? And you literally open it up like this, and then you say, click failed, like this. You want to take the whole screenshot of the system. And over here, you just want to paste that in and say, I'm building automation that has a pop-up form that popped up, and I had to click on the element to close it, on the element to close it. The problem is it's a pop-up form. I don't want to disable the pop-up. I just want to create a condition, create an if condition in Power Automate desktop version to skip the step if it's not available. Not available. Which technique which method I should use? I should use an if statement. It shows x for previous value, and the next. How do I get that? So this is kind of a very interesting way. And if window contains elements, if elements exists, action check, the pop-up, all you gotta do is do the following. You go to actions, select the pop-up close button element, store the result in a variable. So so it basically says store result in a variable. Okay, I think we could do this, right? So we could go to previous step, and see what this is. Is there a variable? And then it says over here, web browser instance. Okay, we know that this is an instance. And then input as text variable. This is the brand description. And then where is if the field isn't empty, replace text. Wait for page. If pop-up dialog appears, close it. So in this case, if if it appears, close it. Then I didn't really see the variable, so we could see set variable. Maybe set variable. Let's do this like this, and we could hit play again. So right now it's gonna go to this way. It's gonna go here. So let's see. Did it get stuck? Yes, element div missing, div 20 web page missing. So all of those things, guys, I'm not going to go into deep details of troubleshooting this in real time, but you got the idea that it could fill out the form. You could ask questions with ChatGPT a little bit more. So use if condition, add an if condition to store how to get the x value. The x and conditions refer to variable. You will find it under variables on the right side of the Power Automate. Select the pop-up exists variable when setting up conditions. So one more time, we're gonna try to solve that. But typically when you can't solve something, just go to the next step, guys. Go to the next automation and come back to that until you start figuring things out. Because sometimes you get stuck and you don't want to be stuck on a very simple problem. So we go here, populate the text. So this is a input. We're kind of just navigating. Select button on a web page, and then check set button, set checkbox, click on meeting, click on web page, yes. Set the checkbox. So, and this is a flow variable. Okay, so I think what we could do now, we could just go to the next step. Go to the next step real quick. We're basically trying to fill out the form, guys. And look, if you can't fill it out the form, if for whatever reason you are struggling to figure out all those details for what was clicked and how, and don't want to be like breaking your head, then you could spit out this browser use file that I showed you and just modify it and tell it in English terms what to click on. And that would be another way to do it. So, but going back to what I was showing earlier, so I'm just going to hit stop. for now, you already know how to automate that. You've seen this in the previous workshops where I showed you how to automate. But in this case, what I could do is I could say, how do I disable the pop-up? How do I disable the pop-up and go high level? You could do that, but temporarily, and that could be easier way to do this. Pop-ups are typically created using funnels, websites. Disabling depends on how the pop-up is implemented. So you go to sites, funnels, websites, go to high level, select a funnel or website where pop-up appears. Click edit page, look on the pop-up section, usually found under settings, disable or remove the pop-up trigger. So we could do this. So we go to funnels, websites, and that could be a way to kind of avoid this. So sales, the main page, home page. So where's the main page? So the main page, we're trying to find it. So this is in the funnel section and sales page. And let's see if it's here. So we're gonna quickly edit it in Feudal Fusion system, and we're gonna see if we could find a pop-up. Okay, so, and if you guys having trouble navigating through user interface, you could talk to Gemini. You could just go on Studio, Google Studio, and say, hey, can you help me figure out where the pop-up is? And it will talk to you. It will use a computer to go ahead and figure out where that pop-up is and walk you through, sort of like a tutor. So it's called Google Studio. Definitely go ahead and take a look at that. So this way you could ask questions. I'm not doing this now because I'm just kind of quickly manually doing this. But the idea here is you want to find that pop-up. And so I didn't really see it. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. I'm just going to search for pop-up. Maybe I'll find it as a separate form. No, I didn't find it. So once again, guys, we could abandon this problem and say forget about it for now and use another approach to do like a browser use way, right? Okay, so what is the browser use way? The browser use is we're gonna open this thing. We're gonna open up Sublime, and we are gonna open file, and then we're gonna go to nice. We're gonna go open this up, right? And watch how I'm gonna show you how to bypass this challenge using automation automation of the home page, right? So I'm just gonna call it this way. I'm gonna call it .py, which stands for Python, and of course, you will need all those libraries, and then the objective is you're gonna visit. So visit feudalfusionsystem.com, and actually, you know what? We're gonna save the steps over here. Let's do this. We're gonna go to feudalfusionsystem.com, and yeah, we're gonna give it this URL. No, actually, no, we don't want to do it this way. We actually want to do full automation. We don't want to give it that URL. We wanted to do this. Get your ebook secrets. So we're gonna try to figure out where that pop-up is, guys. But first, we're gonna write the sort of like menace agent that will go ahead and kind of get context, get the data. So I'm testing the form in the calendar. Your goal is to fill out the calendar. I'm testing the automation in go high level form in the calendar form, on GoHighLevel form in the calendar that is present on this site. Your goal is to fill out the calendar, pick spot that is available in the calendar, then fill out the form. Fill out the form. So visit Freedom Fusion System. Okay. Then fill out the form and hit submit. Hit submit and submit it. Hit submit. So now what you're going to do, you want to give it a context. So navigate to freedomfusionsystem.com, fusionsystem.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Log in. Click on any day, any available date from the calendar picker. Specify details. So, and we could kind of see what those details are, guys, by just going here, and we'll quickly specify details. Pick time, choose time slot, choose time slot, choose time slot, and select time slot. Select time slot. Then fill out the form. Then fill out the form with the following criteria. Time slot. Then fill out. Okay, so now we're just gonna do this, and we say fill out customer details. Type in username and password. Type in, and let's see if there's any way we could do this quicker. So this is the form, which for now I'm just going to give it a context. Fill in details from this form. Okay. From this form. Introduction. And be sure to specify test email for as Freedom Fusion System 1@gmail.com. For business use case, be sure to select sales rep. For business use case, so put the make up the random numbers for every entry. Fill out information. So give I'm an AI automation agency and talent agency. I'm looking for a way. I'm doing testing. I need most optimal way to navigate to the form and fill it out. So I'm testing an automation and GoHighLevel form in the calendar picker that is present on this site. Your goal is to fill out the calendar pick spot that is available in the calendar and fill out the form with test detailed information, and hit submit. So basically I'm just kind of including all of this. Pick. Now I'm just gonna go ahead, based on the previous knowledge, recommend kind of, no, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna skip those steps. We're gonna skip. Be sure, I'm gonna specify over here. Note, important. Be sure to pick Jackson as the sales rep from the form when filling it out. Filling it out. So we could include that. Do this only once. So right now we kind of have that automation, guys, and it's pre-configured. We're gonna hit file save. And we're gonna open that up. So, okay, so we guys opening it up now. And we're just gonna close this one. CMD, CD, Bedsbots, CD nice, dir, then home automation.py. So we launched that up, and let's see, let's do that. So we failed with our basic logic, guys. We decided to do something else. We decided to use AI to go ahead and help us out because we're not smart enough to figure out all those details. Doing if this, forget about all that. We're just going to use AI agent to help us out, schedule things for us, and break through this problem. Identify all the elements, make it easy to fill it out. So not only can you use this, notice how it just went ahead. I'm not touching anything. This is doing it on its own. So I didn't tell it to pick Rome Wells. That's the problem. So I want to make sure that it does pick Rome Wells. Next time I will tell it to do so. And let's see, maybe it will pick the Rome Wells. I don't remember me telling it to pick Rome Wells. That is very interesting. Oh, no. Look, it's actually trying to do things, all sorts of things, filling out this form. I should have, yeah, so that is very interesting, guys. I didn't tell it. It's trying to iterate it and figure it out. So you see the kind of problem that it went into. It tried to fill that form out. You as the bougie mom and the expert in your brand, you could tell it to kind of correct it certain things, and kind of do this, right? So where the initial field, please select Rome Wells and continue. That will save the time for you. And right now, it still cannot find all the details, but on the back end, it's trying desperately to figure out all the details. It's doing all those different things over here, explaining what it's trying to do. Scroll down the page, pick the calendar, right? Select drop down. So the ordering doesn't seem like it. We found this form through threads. So now it finally figured out that, oh, by the way, there's other elements. It's kind of just iterating through those elements. And I could go ahead and see if I could close it a little bit more to kind of show you the actual process failed. So now look what's going on. It picked the calendar. Now can it identify the elements inside of the calendar? So it clicked timestamp. I didn't say to specify timestamp, but let's see. Certain instructions we could update and say keep the timestamp the same. Keep the make sure you pick from any available section right away. Awaiting final input and validation. Complete final details. Submit the final. Prepare final form. So moving forward now, it's talking about schedule your free, book a call. So call to action, book a free discovery call. So it kind of schedule a free call. It's trying to do all this iterating through all those different things, but because I didn't specify to select this form, it's not smart enough to do it yet. It kind of stuck on a loop until it gets more context. Can it go ahead and do it faster? Can we actually go ahead and tell it what to click on, what element to click on? Yes, we could. The problem is it doesn't display the elements inside of the calendar until you actually click on the calendar picker. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go back and see if we could provide better instructions. Okay, so we're gonna close this, right? So we're gonna close this, and we're gonna say step 2, fill in the details from the form. Be sure to specify. So when we go back to the form, we're gonna do this thing over here. We're gonna go to Feudal Fusion System. I'm gonna scroll to the bottom, and we're gonna, and the same thing, you gotta apply an introduction call form, select option. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna specify in introduction call form, select any available action, and another thing is what we could have done, guys. We could have told it to go ahead and take a look at details from another page. We could give it to, like, we could give it a GoHighLevel menu and told it to go check it out at first and then see what you learn. We could do it this way, but for now we're just gonna show you basic way. An introduction call form selection, select any available, and then pick Rome Wells. So we kind of want to tell it like this, right? Wait for page to load, and it will highlight the dates on the calendar, in the pick any date that is in red. So we're gonna then choose the time slot, then choose any time slot that is available in red. So we're gonna do this, guys. We're gonna quickly modify it, and boom. So fill out so be sure to specify the email for every entry. So step 1. So step 2, we're gonna say click on any available date of the calendar, scroll all the way to the bottom, click on any, then in between over here, we're gonna add, go to the intro section, and just let me just see what that introduction call section. Go to the introduction call. introduction call section. Scroll to introduction call section. And let's see this. Okay, so we're gonna proceed. We hit file, save, we're quickly training it, and boom. I'm gonna go ahead and do home automation again, home page automation. And yeah, right now I think it is good to go. It's very good in identifying patterns. Hopefully now, I think it did. Did it select run wells? Now it's gonna try to select run wells. I believe so. Yes, you see that? That's pretty crazy, right, guys? It selected run wells, and now it just the question is, how can it identify elements that are on the calendar? So it doesn't seem to recognize the element on the calendar. So let's see if it can do that. And if it cannot, I'm going to show you another trick, guys. I'm going to show you another trick that can help you identify that element manually. So this way you could tell it to pick and choose and click on it. So this is going to be a lot quicker. So let's see what it's actually doing. So over here, it's still going on the background, and it's doing this, guys. It's doing clicking elements, all that other stuff. Next, select March 20th. Okay, so look, it actually created select March 20th from the calendar picker. So current page showing correct calendar view. Now let's see. It got the pop-up form. Let's see how does it deal with the pop-up form. We didn't really tell it anything about the pop-up form, but let's see if it can recognize what the pop-up form is and get through real quick and kind of do this. Now, there is another way that I'll show you how to use another tool in a combination of browser use tool agent. So this way it can accelerate this thing quicker. But now notice how it's filling out the form. It filled out the incorrect form, right? So thank you for completing this form. So it created this false positive where it filled out for not the necessary form. So now it closed form. So obviously that was a false positive, so it didn't proceed. Then fill out the form, double test, hit the submit. Be sure that you don't fill out any pop-up forms. If you see pop-up forms, close them, right? So we're gonna hit file save, and then we're gonna do something what I showed you earlier, which is, you could hit Control-Shift-I and click this button over here. And what it could do, this button, it can help you select an element. So element, and you could click on this element over here, right? And then you could copy that element, copy selector, and then now out of a sudden you could go back to here and could say click on this element. So if you get when specifying dates, select this element. Being very specific, guys, in this case. We don't have to. It could find it a bit later, but we could tell it to be very specific, and then later on we could cache this response further. So select this element from this element represents March 20th date. However, if it's grayed out, pick another element, another date, right? So we could do this. Once again, we're gonna hit save, and we're gonna close this. Boom. So we close this, and then we go further. Now we're gonna go hit cd thread spots, cd home, cd home. Okay. Okay. Cd nice. And then let's take a look again. So once again, guys, we loading this agent. And what we could do something cool with this agent where we could create an interface of this agent that records and tracks things and does the caching and remembers things a lot quicker. So it can just scroll to the right away, like get to the bottom part. So maybe we could hit Control P button or something like this to scroll to the bottom to make it a bit faster and accelerated. But this is just one example, guys, and it's kind of happening on the background. It's still going through memory website. Scroll to the bottom. Let's see if it's gonna pick this thing. So notice how by giving this element, I tapped into another skill set where you kind of go on using some manual techniques to improve it. And then, of course, the question is, how do you do it in a way where other people who are browsing through the same interface or part of the community gaining that feedback and retraining it and coming back and making the model smarter. So that I'm not gonna get into it yet, but there's a reward situation where you could include like a reward system in the mix. So obviously over here, it's saying click button with index 3, like the actual index 3, whatever. So let's see if it does that. It got the pop-up form. Click the element, index 13. Still need to fill out the form with all the specifics. So over here, you got stock and get your free ebook by automations. It's trying different keys. It's trying escape key, send keys. Resume interaction after closing pop-up. Close the pop-up form and navigate to the calendar picker selection. So let's see. So let's see, does it know that it needs to fill out and click on that form? So notice how that X is shown as 0. Then there's 0, 1, 4. So get your free ebook 5 automation secrets. So it's still stuck, guys. No. Notice how I was attempting to close the ebook, right? Pop up. Evaluation failed. The ebook is abstracting the main form necessary for the task. So the ebook pop-up is preventing completion with the appointment scheduling form. Send the keys. So closing it will interaction with the calendar. So it's actually thinking like maybe it's not a good idea to close it. I think, hold on, what is it? Close or bypass the ebook, scroll down by page, unknown, still the ebook is still visible, the ebook page still shows up, right? So let me go ahead and modify it a bit better. So I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna hit Control C to close this out, and I'm gonna modify it a bit better for the pop-up. Important. Well, is to pick spot that is available in the calendar, fill out the form with the task details information, and hit submit. Be sure that you don't fill out any pop-up forms. Scroll all the way to the bottom, and then over here, I'm going to say specify the click available date time. If you see a pop-up, if you see an ebook pop-up form, be sure to close it by hitting on 0 element on top, element on top of the form. Don't worry. The okay. So now let's go ahead and do that again. File save, and boom. We're gonna do this again. Okay, so right now, guys, it's scrolling to the bottom. Hopefully, soon it will start scrolling. Let's see. Open new tab. Okay. So let's see. So it picked Cromwell's. So now let's see what it does next. Okay, what I did, guys, I tried to help it out, and I actually clicked on it to see if it does anything. I clicked on an element. Okay, so it looks like it's still filling, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that context, all of this, and I'm gonna tell it to put in ChatGPT. This is the automation flow of my GoHighLevel workflow automation, where I asked browser use library to go ahead and scroll and identify elements and fill out calendar picker form. Is there any way to optimize this so this way it scrolls faster? It scrolls faster to the bottom of the page. It also gets stuck on the pop-up form and doesn't click zero element that is shown in the red box. Can you come up with the multi-step agent prompt to make browser use library more effective, and mention it, and let me know, include any type of GoHighLevel context documentation to make it easier for it to fill out the form. So I'm gonna do this. Here's an optimized thread summary agent prompt from browser use library. So navigate to the website, immediately search for the booking form instead of scrolling incrementally. If necessary, use JavaScript execution to jump directly to the form. Handle pop-ups if any. Select booking options. Locate the column, select booking options. So for booking options step, be sure that it selects Romwells. So notice how I'm using ChatGPT, and I'll show you guys how to use other models as well, like DeepSeek, etc., to go ahead and quickly pick the stuff up and just comes back to you and make it most optimized. So right now we're just kind of dabbling in the world of AI content-driven scraping. So, but now we're gonna go ahead and click on that and replace all of this. Let's see. Calendar date, pop-up close. There's other forms as well. There are other forms as well. There are other fields to fill out as well. So I think this is good, guys. I think this is very good. And keep something in mind, our YouTube video that we uploaded, it already traveled its way into YouTube and uploaded. And it updated in Slack channel as well. So in Slack channel, if you go here, if you go to Feudal Fusion Digital, boom, it's right here. Feudal Kingdom Academy for bougie boss moms over 40. You click on that, and as you can see, it's a 4 minutes video, and it's right there on YouTube, guys. I didn't have to do that. It just went in on there, on the account. So that's pretty cool, guys, right? So the video is there. At least that part worked. Many things did not work, but at least this part worked for us. So at least this part worked, but we're gonna do something better. We're gonna come back to ChatGPT and we're gonna see what it's up to. So, okay, let's go ahead and reprompt that over here. This is okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and hit file save and let's do this. Let's see how it looks like after running it in more optimized manner. CMD, cd, tres bots. I probably have to kill it. But let's see if it does any better. Let's see how it does it. And remember, guys, this is why you need to talk AI with AI to improve the capabilities. So I don't know if it improved yet. Let's see. So it kind of went ahead and it just opened up something else. So it hallucinated. Oh wait, no, it didn't hallucinate. It found an easier way than I I didn't think of this way of opening it up this way. Wow, it found an easier way. I didn't see that. Like I couldn't figure this out, guys. So this this is pretty good. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll take that. I'll take that any day, you know? The question is, will it be able to figure out the timestamp? So, and maybe uh no, it didn't click on the correct form. It clicked on a Facebook thing, which is not the correct form. So it doesn't have the correct form, but let's see if it's going to be able to figure it out or if it's going to loop. I think it should be able to figure it out that it's on a different page. Let me see. Is it understanding that context? So accidentally navigated to Facebook instead of completing correct. Okay. So does it know how to switch between tabs? That's the question. Okay. It doesn't look like it knows how to do that. So I think this is stuck again. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go back. I'm gonna say, be sure that it stays in the same tab and make sure that if it clicks, it doesn't click on any links to Facebook. Okay. So we're gonna do this again, guys. So we're gonna click on Okay, so we turning on the automation, and let's go. Let's do this again, guys. So once again, the automation is kicking in. We are super fast, moving in the direction of the wrong go high level. It clicked on, I don't know why it clicked on go high level, but let me get away. Be sure that the site, be sure that the site we're testing is Feudal Fusion System. Okay, so I'm gonna try it again. File save, and then we're gonna go ahead and home automation. Boom. So as you can see, guys, there's so many different steps that are just absolutely insane. Like because AI doesn't know all the context behind it. So of course it's going to be a lot quicker if you tell it precisely what to do, um, or use APIs for more stability. But in cases like this where you don't know what to click on, you want it to be approximately good enough. But the more accurate you are with your prompt, the easier it's going to be. See if it's going to be able to recognize the fact that it's an incorrect form. See. So it looks like it's trying to scrape it. It's attempting to recognize the form. It clicked on the wrong form. So while it's doing that, I'm gonna go back to be sure be sure to include with the step to specify that this is an introduction called called form calendar, not the discovery one. Let's do this. task. Let's do this. I'm gonna go ahead and update it in real time, and it's still somehow triggered. I'm gonna go ahead and close it. Okay, so let's go ahead and click save, and then just open it up again and see if that is improved. So there's hundreds of prompts, guys, to include, and I think it could be just easier to do with automations, like manual automations up to a certain point, as much as possible, and then invoke AI automations for very kind of a rigorous use case that's not possible to do with the typical manual controls. So in fact, we could probably do that. We could tell it to invoke browser-based automation. There is another extension called browser flow. We could use that to go ahead and invoke the automation. It's directly inside of the browser versus on the desktop, and we could tell it to use that. As you can see, it's now selecting Ron Wells. As you can see, it's still trying, I guess. Okay, so it did select Ron Wells, clicked with index 5, then provide the booking. Successfully located introduction call. The booking section introduction call Ron Wells provider is now visible. Continue to complete booking process. Next goal, continue with select date and time. So this is click on element index 20. Kind of clicked on my profile picture, my different link. So I wonder if it's going to be able to handle back function. Update ChatGPT and say, if you see yourself navigate to secondary tab by accident, close this tab, wait for 2 seconds, and continue with the original tab. Include that in the workflow. And okay, we're gonna update this again. And I realized that because I'm updating this so many multiple times, I wonder if we could make it agentic, where it could be updating itself automatically with the prompt after recognizing that things are not working the way they're supposed to be. So this is really kind of a tedious process, guys. But let's see. File, save. Let's see. Is there a way to easier pick the date on calendar picker? somehow agent is struggling to pick that. If yes, include that in the workflow. In the workflow, after first checking go high level documentation. Let me turn on the browse function and see. So I understand the selection date using has been challenging. Here are the direct input of supported keyboard navigation, custom automation script, updated workflow, enhanced data selection. Now show me updated workflow with this. So okay, we updated the script, guys. Let's see how well it's gonna do. So what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna give it more better instructions to say the calendar picker is between element 4 and 5. It doesn't show other elements highlighted. So therefore use whatever other techniques to select the date from the calendar picker. Update this in the workflow. So let's go ahead and run it again. So I think between element and 4 and 5, when I mentioned that, it started looping, but it did a really good job in picking that. So now we just gotta tell it to the right. So let's go ahead and modify that and say that. Okay, I just got an idea, guys. You know what we could do? Maybe we could do Cloud AI, and we could just do this. We could take a screenshot of the picture of the automation, guys, and tell it to like this. Training AI bot to recognize this picture, and click on the date of March 20th. Can you show what's on the picture and provide precise instructions for how to get to how to click on that date for March 20th. Let's see. I think I'm out of credits, guys. So, but we could probably use vision model to figure this out. Let's do this. So we're gonna open this, and we're gonna say like this. You reached the limit, please try again later. So guys, the limit is for the vision model. So when it struggles, we could use vision model to overcome this. So in fact, we could find out what do we do in this case. So this way we know for ourselves how to overcome this, and then we could add that as a step. And yeah, so let's do this. Let's find out from ChatGPT. I'm gonna say, how do I, if there is no element highlighted on the calendar picker, is there any way, would taking a screenshot and showing it to the vision model help, and being able to, for the browser use agent to click on the calendar will, so, and yeah, while this could be potential solution for scenarios where there are no directly selectable elements or dynamic IDs for calendar, there's a few points to consider. Vision models can analyze images, but they typically require a high level of accuracy identifying clickable elements within screenshot. It might work well for static images, but if this calendar is dynamic or responsive, the model might struggle to consistently identify right dates. For web automation, screenshots-based solutions can introduce significant complexity, especially when dealing with dynamic content. Now, So I guess we could try to use optical character recognition, guys. Oh, okay. Okay. I like this. We could use this. Okay, so I guess we could do DOM-based solution. Yes, let's explore DOM-based solution. Okay, so identify the specific DOM structure. Usually calendar have elements like div, spin, or button tags. Those elements may have classes. Click on the correct date. Use DOM query selector to interact with elements representing specific dates. Wait for calendar to load. This ensures the DOM ready before interacting with it. Find the available date. We can select the first available. You can query the DOM for those elements and click on them. Handle ranges. Click element. Dynamic state selection. Complete DOM-based workflow updated. So, okay. Do I need to in browser tool and browser web debugger tool try that and select those elements and provide any additional info, or will that be enough? So you could hit Control Shift I, navigate to the page where the calendar picker is, inspect open element on tree, look for the calendar container, and its child elements, identify the specific classes, attributes, can quietly identify the available dates. For example, each date might have date attributes with data value. Check data formatting. Verify how the dates are formatted in the DOM. Check the dynamic if the calendar dynamic loads monthly. Verify the structure of the month. Testing selectors in the console tab of the developers. You could test your selectors. For example, to check if the calendar element is correctly selected, type this. This will return all elements in the matching selector. If the dates are correctly identified, you can refine the selector proceed. So check for pop-ups. Okay, so that's actually cool. Okay, so Control Shift I. Let's see, Control Shift I. Now console. Warning: don't paste code into DevTool that you don't understand. This could allow attackers to steal your identity or take control of your computer. Please type allow pasting. Allow pasting. Paste. Document all node list. Okay, so let's do this. Create a Fusion system. And we're gonna, this is interesting. Okay, that's cool. So we're gonna select this. Copy selector. Okay, so that's very interesting. This will return all of them. So how do we get that? Let's see. How do we do this? Verify how the dates are formatted. I clicked selector. I clicked selector. I selected the calendar date and copied the selector. This is what it showed up. How do I use the console? What is the console? What is the console command that opens up the selected element? Okay. To highlight the element on the page, if you visually highlight the menu after selecting the console, you can modify the command slightly by hitting style change. Okay. ZP 2px solid red. This will highlight the element. Okay. So let's try that. It actually came back. Yeah, it did. So look at this command, guys. You paste that in and it identifies the element. Okay. So let's try that. Let's go ahead and tell it to that this worked and it highlighted the element. Can you go ahead and update the flow? Update the workflow. Boom. Great. Since selector worked my highlight, I'll go ahead and update the workflow to include the new DOM-based solutions for selecting the data from calendar picker, etc., etc., etc. So we quickly going through, guys. Now there's final safeguards. Okay. So let's go ahead and a couple of things that we want to do, guys. I like cursor because it allows you to kind of do all this stuff and iterate through this. So it's totally worth it to do this with cursor. Because you'll save yourself colossal amount of time when doing it this way. It's like a cheap way, but it's not really, you won't be able to build a lot of solutions this way. You won't be able to solve lots of problems this way. So kind of remember that and see my other workshops for how I do that. Save. Okay. Now, ideally what I want to do, I want to actually feed the response while interfacing directly with a bot. So this way I don't have to do this. It just kind of does things as I talk to it. I want to be able to talk to it. And I think I could build this just so this way I could just talk to it and say, hey, I just noticed, like I could just pause and tell it, I noticed that doesn't work. Go ahead. And so let's see. And I don't think that this is the correct calendar. So that's another problem. It's constantly getting the wrong calendar. Let me see if it's trying to do select the specified date from the calendar using DOM selector. So it's the wrong thing. Hold on, let me modify the agent. Be sure it's important. Be sure that it's a introduction calendar, not the discovery one. Okay. So let's see, guys. So far, nothing. Let's see. See if it's gonna click on index 5. Okay, so it was able to select that. Okay, so I think it's still getting stuck. I'm gonna tell it don't select time zone. So let me just do kind of a Control Shift I, console, elements. Okay, so I'm gonna select this. Let's use this selector instead. Update the command. Don't command, as this is the calendar for pick date 20. Pick date. Pick date. Got it. The workflow will update. Make sure to emphasize can you make sure to emphasize not to go to next step until date is chosen. calendar. Okay. See, save. Then let's do that again. If it doesn't work, guys, we're gonna have to give up on this and try to find an alternative way using like either optical character recognition or some other trick to kind of quickly find the information, or using some other technique because it constantly keep picking discovery call, and that's not the calendar. Finally, verify the correct website. Scroll to the booking section. Introduction call. The booking where the calendar pick, look at all, not the first one, but the bottom one, for introduction call. Be sure to scroll twice. Yeah, so boom. Good. So I think now this is where the step that it's getting stuck on the calendar picker. So let's see. So bot says it picked the date, but it didn't. But it didn't. Okay, but it didn't. How do I make sure that it did? What do I need to do? So validation step. After clicking the date, you can check if the date has the correct CSS class identifier that confirms it was selected. Since you have the selector for the selected date, you can add validation step to ensure that has selected class or other indicator. Use console logging for debugging. You can log the status of the date selection of browser console and to check if it's expected behavior. Can you update this into workflow? Here's updated workflow additional checks to ensure that the data is selected correctly before proceeding. Okay, so now save. Let's go. Let's try to do this again. So I could probably use some other library, but to quickly select the page. So it keeps coming back. It keeps going to discovery call. It keeps selecting free discovery call. So let me modify that again. It keeps selecting wrong calendar picker from free discovery call. How do I solve that? Maybe it was a lot easier to just use the automation tool to kind of go through the steps, guys, and do this versus using this approach. So I'm gonna try to do this, doing it this way. File, save. Okay. So I don't think it's working, guys. The best thing what we could do, can you tell it explicitly to click on the element that was selected? Can we validate this step only that it works? By first with only two steps. With only two steps, open up. Scroll to the bottom the fastest way possible and see, check for introduction calendar picker and select specific selector that I provided before. So this way it directly picks it. So it doesn't seem to be scrolling. Okay, so it allowed me to scroll right away, guys. I'm just gonna do this. Open up com. Scroll all the way to the bottom using this browser command. It told me that it did it in the output. However, it didn't scroll all the way to the bottom. How can I modify the script? This is the script that I have. It seems that the script you're using successfully triggered the scroll command, but it doesn't appear to be scrolling the page. One possible reason that scroll may not be fully triggering or on some dynamic or infinite scroll pages. Sometimes pages need multiple scroll attempts to load more content. Updated script with multiple scroll attempts. Okay. Let's try that. Okay. Python -i .py. Let's try that. Okay, so I think what I'll do, guys, is I'm gonna say show me original script. Anyway, guys, I think this workshop is way too long now. I still need to troubleshoot this to see how I could do this and figure out a best way to do the dynamic content selection. So this may be actually, we may need to just use browser flow. Um, and this is how the browser flow works. If I was to click on, actually, you know what? Let's just use Tango to go ahead and create this workshop. And using Tango will allow us to quickly maximize our chances of doing this quickly. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna click this, and then we're gonna scroll to the bottom and select this. Then we're gonna take step this way, then select this. Then we're gonna put, um, we're gonna specify test subject, test subject to um, system@gmail.com, um, verification 1, then 203, like this. Um, okay, boom.com, test 1, 2, 3, go to brand. My brand is fire, and then press, we're gonna, yes, and we're gonna say we're interested in this, we're interested in this. We're gonna select the sales rep, and we're gonna select this, and we're gonna select schedule. So let's select this, and then we're gonna click. For now, we're just gonna not gonna click Jackson. We're just gonna click schedule, and this is what we get. So now let's go ahead and quickly search. Um, now, your Google linked registration has expired and your rents are no longer syncing. That means you may experience missed appointments, double booking, outdated availability, but don't worry, it only takes me to fix it. So anyway, we're gonna hit finish workflow. Okay. Okay, so I think we got this part, guys. Now, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna say got it. Um, so guide me is on. We're gonna close, and we're gonna go here. Okay, so okay, so we just gotta go here. We're gonna do this. Open up and hit guide me. Preview guide me. Preview guide me. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we can do. Okay, nice 6. Nice 6.5. Again. Again with so right now we got this Tango extension, guys, where um, basically I'm gonna try to get it to run this. So I'm gonna say login with BitInfusion system, then wait for me to type the password and hit preview guide. So let's go ahead and do that. Then login, go with the Google, sign in, and let's do this. Let's do this. Like then, I think It finished the chat, completed. Okay, cool. But keep the preview guide me and follow the steps that are shown in the shown in the guide until completed. Okay. Okay. So there's one problem that we got to overcome, guys. We got to make sure that the Tango um, extension is actually on and the automation is running not on a headless browser, because in headless browser it doesn't have the Tango extension. So it looks like it definitely gonna need to have a um, kind of a not a headless browser, because I tried to add an extra step where I literally told it to go ahead and try to install the extension and it didn't do it. Anyway, guys, we're gonna give it a shot again at some point and see if we could revisit this. And but for now, this is what there may be some other ways to do that. I need to research it a bit more to see how I could pull this off. But yeah, we're getting relatively close. So um, I may need to ask Corsair to kind of go through this and try that out, or do kind of another deep level research and see if I could figure it out and try to resolve those authentication kind of issues as well. So it just kind of quickly logs in. But if all else fails, we could do another extension called browser flow, but all of those extensions are missing, and um, that's the problem. Like they're missing in here, and we just gotta get through this hoop. Once we do, it's gonna be a lot simpler. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. I'll see you in the next workshop.